Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. Jeez. Okay. I just realized I didn't even have no mic next to me. Let me repeat that again. Oh man. So, anyways, family tree, let me know if you're live in the building with me. Yeah, buddy. So, as you guys know, we've been attending Speakers Corner for the last few weeks. Over here in the UK, it is Black History Month. So, we're kicking it off and we're coming to Speakers Corner and we're doing some, nice discussions related to more to do with like Black related issues. We've done shows or we've done discussions based upon protecting the women and the children in the community. We've done shows upon, the male and female dynamics. Very good shows, to be honest with you. We've done shows on ownership and controllership. How do we take control of our economic survivability and viability as a community? So, very good discussions that we've been doing at Speakers Corner. Shouts out to Rap Raven, shouts out to Shaka Raw. Shouts out to my good brother Gabs, the medicine man, as well, turning up at Speakers Corner, going in. So yeah, I'm just doing a quick show today. It's not going to be a long one, unfortunately, because I'm just quickly just doing a quick update of what's been going on. So family tree, just to let you guys know as well, the ISUPK is in the UK right now. Commanding General Johanna, he's been touring up and down the UK, Edinburgh, Leicester, currently in Birmingham. They're in Birmingham today, actually, and they're doing a live show today. So that's just powerful. So if you guys are in Birmingham, try to holler at the ISUPK UK's YouTube channel, see what's going on, and hopefully they'll give you an update of they're going on, so where they're going to be and so forth. I can't wait. I actually wanted to organize some debates actually on and some conversations with the ISUBK. I spoke to my brother Modine, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm down. I'm like, yeah, let's do this." So hopefully, once the ISUBK comes down to London, I'm going to see if I can hook it up. Get brother Modine involved. If any of you other guys actually, because I want to get some Muslims, some Christians, and other Hebrew Israelite camps together as well. So if you guys want to be down and actually have a discussion with the ISUBK, or sorry, debates and discussions with the ISUPK. That will be amazing as well, right? And I'm sure they're going to be out preaching and lecturing as well. So I can't wait for all of that. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now in the UK. Recently as well, as I've seen Bath is actually doing something as well. What's it called now? It's a festival anyway. It's a festival in Bath, but we've got a strong Rastafarian community, and of course the Ethiopian Orthodox community of over in Bath as well. And what's his name's Fairfield House. Sorry, Fairfield House in Bath was actually owned by His Imperial Majesty himself, Selassie. So, like there's so much stuff going on. So, like all this month, there's going to be loads of Black related issues taking place. So, tune in. I'm definitely going to try to keep you guys updated with what's going on as well. And of course, at Speaker's Corner, I'm just like, what, Speaker's Corner is fun, is good. I'm loving to see the brothers at Speaker's Corner. You have like the new young blood Christians, yeah, which to me, like they're the best thing. They're the best thing at Speaker's Corner right now. So you have people like Sig, Thomas, and there is like two others as well, but I don't know the names from the top. Sai is one of them. Yeah. So these brothers have been going in at Speaker's Corner for the last months or maybe even a year. I'm not too sure because I haven't really been watching Speaker's Corner stuff. You guys have been putting me on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm liking this. Philosophy. Whoo, man, I'm thinking outside of the box. Come on, let's do this. So I was actually really enjoying that. You know what? Let me actually share the link as well, just in case if you guys would like to join in as well, because this is just an open conversation. I won't be here for too long though. Yeah, Speaker's Corner. I've been enjoying those brothers particularly. And then what else has been going on at Speaker's Corner? Like, it's changed up a little bit actually. I can't deny that it has changed up. I'm actually enjoying it. Just seeing certain things. I've engaged in a few conversations because to me, I don't even believe in debating anybody at Speaker's Corner. Truth be told, because I realize that Speaker's Corner isn't a place for a person like me to get involved in any types of debates because let me put it like this: Speaker's Corner is filled with apologists and polemicists. So everybody has their religion, everybody has their way of viewing life from a religious paradigm, and it's all about defending the faith or attacking other faiths. And it's like, I'm a person that come from an academic background, so I like looking at things from the academic eye. What does can we go through and look at it from a scholarly perspective rather than just from a religious perspective? And it's like you can't really find that type of conversation taking place at Speaker's Corner. Plus, you can't really bring up real peer reviewed information at Speaker's Corner. So it's like only online do you really get to have that type of battle of the minds. And we don't really get it no more, man. We don't get it no more. Where's the Amon Ra squad and Reggie and them, man? There, we need like the real scholarly minded individuals here, and it would be wonderful to actually have debates and conversations with these types of individuals because those are the people that are really on levels, basically. Like those are the type of people you can actually have conversation with, in that respect. But yeah, let me see what else was going on Speaker's Corner. To be honest with you, it's like I know, we're right near to Edgware Road. I know, like, we're in like West. Like, I don't know. It seems as though it's just Muslim territory in that respect. And most of like the conversations and discussions and even questions that's been thrown my way are like from Muslims. And I'm like, oh man, like I just wish we had more, me being biased now, more African centered individuals at Speaker's Corner. I wish we had more Kemetic centered individuals at Speaker's Corner because it's like, man, I don't know how much I can take of listening to certain conversations. Anyways, I like something new, something to challenge my mind, right? But yeah, good Muslim brothers have been asking some questions to do with hadiths. There was a banging Quranist actually at Speaker's Corner. That was amazing. I actually enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, family, if you're here, man, hit up the like button. Let everybody know that we're live right now on Titans TV. You know how we do. So yeah, I've actually got to respond. Actually, no, I've had conversations here with Muslims and one Christian as well. So I need to actually send out some books as well to particular Muslim individual that asked to do with hadiths. And I'm like, there's so many questions that's pertaining to Islam. And I'm like, do you know how much stuff that I've tried to forget in regards to Islam? And it's like going back in that environment. It's like I'm like, fam, these videos I've done like 5-7 years ago, and I'm like, I can't remember most of this stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get you guys the books or the PDF copies of these books that helped to shape my mind and understand Islam. So I have to shout out people like Shamsi and that crew. I can't remember all the brothers' names from there, but they kind of put me on to the whole science of hadith. And it's always good to respect other people's paradigm, worldview, right? I rather come to people, meet people on their level. So like, what is your scholars? What are they saying? And what is your methodology? There you go. What's your epistemology? What's your methodology of coming to what you understand? So reading that, I'm like, okay, cool. For my Muslims, like, go and read like Science of Hadith, right? And it will dispel a lot of things. So I think we were speaking about, you know, within inside of the Science of Hadith books, they don't even hide it. They don't sugarcoat it. They'll tell you that there are forgeries, or in the early days, people were making up hadiths. And even in there as well, it also tells you about, there is adab hadiths. Adab hadiths is basically things to do with good manners. You can basically make them up, invent these hadiths, as long as it's pertaining to adab or good manners, basically. And it's like, cool, cool, cool. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm gonna actually send you some of these hadith books. It's not books that I've written. It's books that you can easily find that's written by hadith scholars or ilm al hadith and all these things here. So, it's nice just to show brothers and have them learn these things, because I think those brothers were Quranists, and so Quranists basically reject hadiths. But I'm like, it's cool and that, but like, let me give you a little bit extra game so you could understand the reason why you may want to reject hadiths based upon what the science of hadith is about. You can learn the history of the people that, the earliest rejectors of hadiths, Ahl al Kalam, these types of people that never dealt with the hadiths, the reasoning behind it. You could deal with the Shafi'is, you could deal with, the Abu Hanifas, and those people that deal with more of the logical side. And then when, you can learn all that history. Me, I've forgotten all these things throughout the years. So that was interesting. Going through things like that for the Muslim brothers asking questions and wanting to learn more about hadiths. I'm like, cool, I've got you. I still got to send off the textbooks as well. I actually was going through it today. Let's see if I could share my screen actually, because I was going through them today. I was like, let me see if I can find these things. Windows, there you go. So yeah, let's see if I'm sharing my screen. Share that. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Sorry, this is something completely different I was reading. Yeah. So these are the books. So if that brother is actually watching this right now, yeah, that'll be actually awesome. When I don't actually have to go through and send these stuff off. So yeah, a textbook of Hadith studies, authenticity, compilation, classification, and criticism of Hadith by Muhammad Hashim Kamali. Yeah, so in there it goes in. If you want to learn the science of hadith, this is definitely one of those books I would recommend. I would definitely recommend it, because you learn stuff like this. This is like literally the very first page, yeah, documentation of hadith early developments. The Prophet is thus reported to have said to his companions, "Do not write what I say. Anyone who has written from me anything other than the Quran, let him blot it out. You may speak about me, and there is no objection to that. But one who attributes a lie to me deliberately should prepare himself for a place in hell." So you got all these stuff, right? Which is very, very interesting stuff for, if you're a Muslim and you don't want to accept hadiths. Like you got some good foundations. Let's see what we got here. Caliph Ali and the governor of Al Sham, Muawiyah. Muawiyah, military conflict led to in turn to the emergence of political and theological differences among various groups, and some individuals resorted to hadith forgery in order to promote their particular viewpoints. So, very interesting stuff in there. It talks about Caliph Umar that didn't want to write down the hadiths, etc. So very good stuff in there. I think this one here is Orientalist or people from over here, basically. Cambridge Middle Eastern Studies, writing about hadith, rethinking tradition and modern Islamic thought. You know, you have all of this stuff here. I'm just going to run through it real quickly. Ooh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Very interesting stuff. Anyway, like most of this stuff, I'm just lucky that is highlighted. Okay, I think this one is by somebody who is Muslim. Let me just make sure. There you go. There you go. Hadith, a scripture discussion on the authority of prophetic traditions in Islam by Aisha Y. Musa. There you go. Hadith, a scripture. There you go. And then you can go and read this stuff. Okay. Um, so yeah, that was that. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just find these stuff for people that's been asking. What's good, Chris? Jump on in if you can. Jump on in. The link has been shared. Jump on in. I definitely would love to kick it with you. So yeah, that's that basically. That was that. And then I was having some good conversations also. Let me go to me. I was having some good conversations also. I always go back to why do you believe what you believe? Like why do you accept what you believe? Like, what are your claims? What are your truth claims? And things of that nature. And I think we was going into I think what was going into was whether the prophet was, or should I say, Muhammad was illiterate or not. And that's always a good conversation. That's always a good conversation. And for me, I always say in it, like, if you want your prophet, if you want to accept a person to be in a prophet, they must know the word of God. They must be able to be literate, to be able to read and learn and understand the word of God. But that's another conversation, full stop, right? So we went into those types of discussions, and Gabs was there as well, getting in, and it was good stuff, right? And the whole Ikra chapter in the Quran. I was going into that, and then obviously you've got the whole, the cave of Hira and all them things. Then I'm like, I broke this stuff down like however many years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and it's like there's so much depth, yeah, with these stories. There's so much depth with these stories that one, nah, because I don't even want to go back into Islam like that, right? But there's so much depth here that when I really look, yeah, I'm like, right, nobody breaks it down yet, let the way like I break it down. And I don't mean to be egotistical or big headed with it, right? But I'm like, ah, like, because Christians are obviously looking at it from a polemic point of view, and to say that Muhammad obviously wasn't a prophet, he was demon possessed, all these things, maybe he's a false prophet, whatever the case is, right? So they look at it from that stance. And then the Muslims, they want to say that obviously Muhammad is a prophet, etc. And I'm like, cool, but what is the story trying to tell you? Like, what is the story actually trying to tell you? Because the story itself is very well crafted. Like, it's so well crafted. How can I put it? Like, just knowing rhetoric, yeah, just knowing, you know, your audience. Who is your audience? What is your message? Like, how do you craft a good story for somebody to believe something? And this story was put forward for a particular purpose, for people to actually believe that Muhammad was a prophet. And it's like, there's so much like there's so much like it's a very beautiful story, right? It's a very, very beautiful story, but I just think it's underappreciated. It's so underappreciated amongst Muslims and Christians. And I think the reason why it's so underrated and undervalued, right, is because they don't understand it. Yeah, I think that's really it. They don't understand that story, but I personally believe it has to be one of the best stories for the whole thing, right? Why does it have to be one of the best stories? It's one of the best stories because it's the foundational myth. Like the story of Moses is a foundational myth. The story of Jesus, like there's certain things, is foundational myth. When Jesus gets baptized, that's the foundational myth, right? Um, so it's like this is the beginning of it. If you don't even understand and comprehend this, right, why do you even accept this person is a prophet? And I always get into the conversation of, no, I don't even get into this conversation. It's because I understand that Muslims don't even understand what a prophet is, right? And it's like people make claims, right? So Muslims will make the claim that Muhammad is a prophet. Christians will make the claim that Jesus is the Messiah, right? Cool. But what does it mean? Nobody actually opens up their mind to be critical, to actually think outside of the box. Everybody just accepts it. Yep, Jesus is the Messiah. Like, but what does the Messiah mean? Okay, what does it mean in the time of Jesus, or in the time of in this day and age? What does it mean to be the Messiah? What were the how can I put it, the duties? What were the things that were to be fulfilled? What does it actually mean? Because people just take things in and just be like, it's kind of like the Our Father's prayer. You just say it verbatim, but not actually understanding what it means. And it's like, nah, man, it's time that people actually should open up their mind and start questioning and critiquing things. And the same was a prophet. Like, what does it mean to be a prophet? What is a prophet? How do you discern what a prophet is? And that's why I actually quite love that whole foundational myth. Um, the story in the cave, the story about reading, the vision, etc. It's like it's a very, very well crafted story to kind of confirm and and elucidate the fact that Muhammad was a prophet. But it doesn't in this day and age because nobody understands the story. And it's like, oh man, one of these days, in it, like one of these days, we can have these good conversations, and it has to be a conversation because most people won't even understand what we're discussing. So what was it? Let me just present actually on the screen. Yeah, so present on the screen. There you go. So I was like, let me go back into these old school books, right? I'm giving you some books, putting you guys on some game right now. So this is Israel Oriental Studies, book 13, edited by Joel Kramer. And there's like the whole good Ikra. And it goes through all of it. It goes through, the different phases it went through, the different meanings of it as well. So we look like, so that's what I mean. Like for me, I deal with. Let me put my face up on the screen. Easy. Yeah. For me, yeah, I deal with like scholarly works, right? So we go into what like the proper scholars, like let's go into it where the scholars would now compile all of these hadiths and go through them to see like, where was the first storytelling of this, where did it begin, how did it diverge, how did the different wordings change, etc., etc., etc. It's like you can't have these types of discussions at speakers corner because nobody ain't even up on that, right? And it's just beautiful to just see, the different stuff because I'm like, most Muslims don't even know that. Most Muslims will tell you that the prophet was illiterate. Their prophet is illiterate, and it's like, do you know how how not blasphemous, but how degrading that is? Yeah, to say, yeah, your prophet is your prophet is an illiterate. Like, don't you even understand what you're trying to say? Like, that's saying, your God, yeah, is supposed to be all knowing, right? And is knowledgeable. But the person that he sent is a retard, meaning he doesn't know anything. He's an ignorant person. It's like it's just so backwards that most people don't even comprehend it, right? But anyways, I also show basically the different hadiths within the Surah literature and other places where Muhammad could read. He was actually told to read, and he read. And he was presented with, a brocade to read, etc., etc., etc. And it's like most Muslims don't even know this stuff. I'm like, oh man, it's just long. It's just long because you can't have great conversations with people. Let's see, what's this? Such as I actually recited, blah blah blah. Let's see, anything good here? It was repeated. So I repeated and he departed from me, and I woke up from my sleep. There you go. Another tradition traced back to Jabir states explicitly that Gabriel brought to Muhammad a coverlet of brocade whereon were written the words Ikra Bismi Rabbika, etc. So Muhammad was given a brocade with writing on it. And it's like, huh? And this is found in Sayuti. And then I also showed them things where, I don't know, do we have other stuff here? I showed them where in Ibn Ishaq, where he's been brought something with writing on it. And it's like he was told to read something. That's the whole chapter is talking about him reading. And the whole context is about reading. The whole context is about reading. You know, it has the verse in there like read. Then it now talks about who taught man by the pen, that which he knew not. It's like, what do you mean? And you know what? Let me be more specific. He taught man by the reed pen. This is an Egyptian reed pen, right? That which he did not know. It's like, oh man. Anyway, there's so much in it. There's so much. So, and then some good stuff. I'm going back in some old school stuff. I'm just this is just like back in the day stuff because like when you go into it, you have the whole theophany, the Son of Man coming down. And I was talking about, in there. See, I'm just going jumping around the place, right? Because these are the types of conversation we're having. I'm like, Rod, did you know that, it wasn't the angel Gabriel that was presented to Muhammad in the cave in the earliest stories? No, it wasn't angel Gabriel at all. It started to change and morph. The story started to change. First it was stated that it was the Namus or the Nomus. Yeah. Then it changed into the angel. And then after it changing to the angel, it changed into the angel Gabriel. And there was an evolution of how this came about. And it's like you can't even have those types of conversations, serious conversation, because most people won't even have a clue what you're talking about. And then you will have to actually go through the scholarly works that shows you the evolution, because you now have to collate all the different hadiths together. And it's such a big thing. It's like, you can't even have these conversations at Speaker's Corner. Like that's what I mean. Like there's no point even trying to debate at Speaker's Corner because we're on a completely different level of understanding, a completely different level of just knowledge base, right? Like is the scholar versus the believer, scholar gang. But anyways, let me actually read through some of these comments right now because we're just doing a quick show yet again. Let me actually just post this link just to make sure you guys have it. We're not here for long, baby. Let me see. Let me. Can I pin stuff? Can I pin stuff? Let me just try to pin it quickly. Pin message. There we go. Okay, cool. Um, how is that helping society? Speaker's Corner has too many egos. Yep. Hope all is well. Yep. Yeah, all is good, man. Peace was good. As I said, man, Chris, I need you on here. Yo, what happened to gang? Um, let me be, because I was gonna say gang members, right? But that doesn't sound good. Gang guiding a new generation. I believe it's disbanded. But each leader within side of gang and are doing their own thing. Basically, they're doing their own thing at present, and everybody else who fell underneath gang are part of those different camps. Basically, um, that's what I know about gang. I may be That's what I know. Let me just say that that's what I know. But they are quite instrumental within inside of the community. They are doing stuff within the community. That's what I will say. Um, Nothing beautiful about that story. Nah, man. Nah. See, nah, man. It's a beautiful story. It is. It truly is. It's just that, yeah, it's a beautiful story. That MF was a warlord. If there was nothing divine about Momo, yeah, he would have been a petty thief. Ooh, jeez. Let me keep on reading. Actually, it's interesting. Also, no Momo existed at a time when religion had little to no refutation. Let's leave this people to history and forge a new path for our future. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Actually, to leave people to do their own thing, and obviously we do our own things. Um, but I think away from having an emotional attachment to something and just look at things objectively, just to see the literary geniusness in particular works, right? It's amazing. It's amazing. Um, because I don't hold certain things to heart too tough, right? I don't hold certain things to heart too tough, because within those stories, you definitely could find a what did you say? You could definitely find a warlord, etc., etc., etc. But for me, yeah, these things are exactly what they are. What they are: stories. They're stories. Stories that have been told, myths that are being passed on, legends that are being passed on, and most of it doesn't have any veracity or truth in it, but it's stories, and it's always, for me, I can appreciate a good story, and I can appreciate literary devices and themes and motifs that's put inside of stories, right? That's, for me, that's what I'm saying. I can appreciate it as such. Other people, it's a case of belief, and it's part of their identity, and it shapes who they are. But fortunately for me, I'm not that way inclined, so I can speak objectively to it. I'm like, that's a good story, I like that. I like that story. Yeah, family tree. Again, you man them come true, pass by, have some conversations, because I would love that. Okay. Again, I'm going to be at Speaker's Corner as long as the weather's good, right? As long as the weather's good, for the whole of October, I am planning to attend Speaker's Corner. Okay. So if you ever wanted to come to Speaker's Corner and wanted to see me at Speaker's Corner or whatever the case is, I'm definitely, it's my plan to attend Speaker's Corner um, for the whole of October. And I'm definitely trying to bring down as many people who are the intellects of the community to participate in discussions at Speaker's Corner. Um, and then I might get some debates going on as well, but mainly just discussions like relating to proper topics that affect the community. Quite recently as well, in my hometown, Croydon, there was a stabbing of a young girl. So like topics like this is where I would love to actually go. Um, let me read that in a minute. So yeah, topics to do with the whole stabbing, knife crime or knife culture in the UK. That is a very good thing to have. For me, I think it's a lot to do with mental health issues as well. It's a lot to do with trauma and domestic violence or violence that takes place within inside of a community. There's so much. There's so much because even the guy, the young boy who stabbed the girl, I've heard several times, through the neck, and while she was on the ground, stabbed her a few more times. Um, I heard that he was suffering from mental health problems. I believe he was diagnosed with bipolar disease. I don't know what's the proper terminology for it, but he was diagnosed, I think, a month prior to this particular stabbing. And this is from people who are close to him and stuff like that. So, like, okay, cool. This is serious. This is serious because I actually had a conversation with, there you go, good brother Godhead. He's got a channel called Christian Diplomats at Speaker's Corner, and we were discussing these things, and I was like, nah, it's not, because from a Christian point of view, you want to blame. Again, it's the whole polemics and apologists conversation, right? You want to blame Muslims based upon their Quran, whatever it's teaching. And I'm like, no, man. What it is people are suffering from mental health problems. That's really what the crux is, because no matter how much, you know, I'm pretty sure we're part of a particular culture, right? And we may be into rap or rock music, and it could be murder, 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 death, kill, kill, like all of that stuff, right? You could be listening to that type of music, murder, death, kill music. You could be going to watch horror movies where just brutal killings and stabbings and shootings and action movies, and it's just people getting exploded and blowing up, etc., etc. Or you could watch murder, crime novels, etc., right? And you could watch these things and read these things and listen to these things all day long, and it's never gonna dawn upon you like, yeah, let me go and kill somebody or let me go and do something mad. Like, you're not going to do it because there's something inside of you that is put together, that you're not unhinged. It takes an unhinged mind to actually go out to commit those atrocities. Do you know how unhinged it is to pick up a knife, see another human being, um, and want to put that knife through their body, through their neck, whatever it is, and the blood gushing out? That's almost queasy for most people, right? It takes a specific type of unhinged individual to be able to carry out that act, right? It takes a special type of person to be able to do that. It's not everybody that can do that. And again, there's something unhinged with you. There's something mentally incorrect with you to be able to do that. And I think that's what the problem is actually to do with your mental health. That's really where the crux lies. And I think a lot of people are suffering from mental health problems. Um, what's her name? Joy DeGroy. I can't remember her name now, but that's one of my good books. One of the great authors, Professor Joy DeGroy. I think, correct me on that, somebody down below. She wrote a book on post-traumatic slave syndrome, and she goes in to say that most of us, who are descendants of enslaved Africans, like, we are going through that, and it's a generational thing that's taking place because let's say, your grandmother didn't heal from that, passed it on to your mother didn't heal to it, passed it on to you, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of those things going on, and with inside of this knife culture or knife crime culture, or just subculture within inside of UK, where this madness is taking place, people are suffering because they themselves may have been stabbed, or somebody close to them may have been stabbed, or they may been violence have been perpetuated against them, and that's caused them to have a traumatic experience. And now they may have a traumatic response where they want to go out and hurt other people as well. So it's mad. It's actually messed up and it's mad. Anyways, let me read your comments. Let's go here. Terence TV, talking of good literature, have you read St. Augustine's Confessions? I believe so, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I need to find some of my old books, but I've got a book. I've got a book. What is it called? Somebody at Speaker's Corner put me on this book, actually. And it basically went through the early church fathers. Okay. So all of them, like your Justin Martyrs, your Augustines, your Saint Thomas Aquinas, like, and others as well, right? It just goes through all of them, gives you a list of them, who they are, their works, and it's kind of like an encyclopedia. Um, and with that, most of those stuff, I usually go online and then I download the PDFs, right? Or I go and buy the books and I go and read the full thing, basically. So most of those stuff, I believe I actually have read. It's just that it's been so long, like dealing with religion. It's been like 5 years, I think, since I've really last picked up any of these books to really properly deal with religion like that. But yeah. Jeez, man, like serious eye was good, family. Was good, my bro. Yeah. Let's see. A lot of broken homes, 100%. Um, People should stop having children out of wedlock, like to prevent creating unhinged characters. Hmm. Mm. Do you know what? Yeah. Funnily enough, yeah. Let's just say this incident, as far as I know from my friend, right? The young man, you know, I- he did actually come from a stable household. I believe he did. I believe he did. But let's just take on your thing on that in general. People should stop having children out of wedlock. I I I agree. I actually agree. I actually agree. And for those who don't actually believe in marriage itself, I would say that people should not have children out of a committed relationship. Yeah, 100%. Out of a committed relationship or out of wedlock, depending on if you deal with marriage or not, because it's the same thing, right? A committed relationship and marriage is basically the same thing. It's interchangeable. It's just that one may have legal ramifications. Mm, To be honest with you, they both have legal ramifications, right? They both do technically. All right, like to prevent creating unhinged characters. Hmm. Hmm. I think you're right, partially, not completely. I think you need to add more to that because just simply having children in wedlock doesn't guarantee you having unhinged characters or unhinged children. I think there needs to be a way to really inculcate the right values and behavior and thought patterns in these children. Yeah, I really think that that is very necessary, very, very necessary because, yeah, I think it's very necessary. I think there's so much, that we've kind of lost. We've lost a lot. Um, and I think that we've lost our culture. Okay. And I'm speaking ubiquitously. Easy, big boy word. I'm speaking not just, let's just say, oh no. I think we all, we've entered into Britain, um, and regardless of where you're from, what ethnicity or what country you're from, even if you're from, England itself, I think the culture and the traditions have slowly eroded. It's eroded, and each generation loses what it is, loses their identity, loses their culture, loses what it is to be you or come from your own family. What does it mean? Because obviously we're taking on so many different ideologies by osmosis, right? We've taken on ideologies such as feminism, we've taken on the ideologies such as individualism, etc., right? There's so many things that have just crept into our souls that has kind of I don't even know, man. It's just mad. Like, we don't have a good culture anymore, in my humble opinion. I don't think we have a strong, value driven culture. And I think that's what's really needed, a strong value driven culture that can inculcate, proper teachings into our children that they won't lose throughout the generations, no matter how much the pressures of the world, you know, drowns them. That's what I think. Anyways, let me keep on going. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Not saying that was the cause with the gentleman young man. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, family tree. Like, I'm not trying to be here for too long. It's 10 o'clock now. UK time. It was just a quick show. So let me know, family tree, if there's anything else that you would like to talk about before I keep it moving. You already know, right? I made a concentrated effort, right, to try to do at least 3 shows or drop 3 videos in a week for you guys, right? That's my thing. I'm like, let me give back, let me bring back that consistency and make sure I'm giving back to you guys, right? So I'm trying my very best. So this is why, even though I'm like, yo, I'm tired, I got things to be doing, like work to do, yeah. I'm like, nah, let me come online. Let me drop some stuff for you guys, talk with you guys for a hot minute. Because I'm trying to hold myself to this. It's not easy. It's not easy because I was away last week. I listened, Stonehenge, Ooh, I haven't even told you guys, man. Stonehenge is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Like hmm, from the longest and youngest, yeah, I'm like, yo, I need to actually go to Stonehenge. You know what else I need to go? Where else I need to go? I need to go to Eden Park. I believe it's called Eden. Eden, anyway. Eden is like a big spherical thing with like plants growing inside. I done a dissertation actually. Was it this? Not dissertation. Was it dissertation? Oh, I don't know. It's either a course or a dissertation. Back in the day on Eden to do with social entrepreneurship, social enterprise. On one or two, social entrepreneurship or social enterprise, right? This is years now going back at uni. And I'm like, yo, that's another place in Cornwall that I would love to visit. But yeah, I was so over the moon, seeing Stonehenge in Salisbury, going to Bath, seeing the Roman baths, the temple, everything. I'm like, yeah, man, this is it. This is it. England, UK. Let me say UK full stop, right? It's very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful country, full stop. Yeah. Um, where was I? Where was I? Where was I? I'm losing my trail of thought. So yeah, I'm trying my very best to make sure that I give you guys shows, at least 3 shows or 3 videos a week. So I didn't get to do really any shows last week. I think one with commission actually. Eden Gardens. There you go, Pam. There you go. So yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, UK, man, UK is so beautiful. So beautiful. I miss the days like going to Dorset and then ones there, like doing the trails, doing kayaking. Oh, I need to bring all that stuff back, man. I need to bring it all back. But yeah, um, yeah, let me go again. So again, keep losing my trail of thought. That's how you know it's late at night, right? So yeah, Commission Adept. Let me know your thoughts on Commission Adept actually. Cause yeah, let me know your thoughts because that was the last show we did. Show before that was Reggie. Show before that was Asa M Hotep. And I'm like, yo, what happened to the good old talk with the Titans days where the Titans and the community members will come on in and really challenge the information? Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't get it. Like, challenge this, man. But it seems though like you lot just enjoyed it. You lot enjoyed the information. I'm like, right, nobody ain't challenging. And it's the same with Reggie as well. Nobody weren't really challenging. I'm like, what's going on? What happened to the good old days where we used to challenge the information? Yeah. But yeah, I think actually would love to, you know, possibly challenge. I want to see actually if he's still talking the same talks because I'm like certain things I definitely would love to challenge him on. In the case of the Medunetta, the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, and the alphabet, and that he makes a claim that there was no alphabet, and I think he attempts to read or reads the hieroglyphs from an ideogrammic standpoint. And I'm like, and then I saw him on Asaim Hotep's presentation on Sarnet's channel, and I'm looking at certain things he's presenting on the screen. And I'm like, oh man, like, oh man. Oh man, I'm like, why ain't nobody taking up the battle? And then people are just saying that basically he doesn't have a following, so it's a waste of time. I'm like, All right, cool. Say less. But I just think it will be good, man. It will be a good one. It will be a good one. It'll be a good one. That's me personally. Um, so what else, man? What else you guys saying before I actually close it out? Talk to me, family. Talk to me, because I'm just here for a short while and a good while. I'm reading the comments, so drop your comments down below and let me know before I close it out. Okay, so next show is what is going to be with the next show? Actually, that's a good question. I need to just check my emails actually. So we're supposed to have Vocab Malone on. Um, so my Christians, I know you're going to be happy with Vocab Malone, like powerful brother. Um, he's done shows, or he's done series of stuff with Dr. David Wood, or is it David Wood? I can't remember if he's a doctor. He's done shows with David Wood. They went on. They're hard. They're hard. Like David Wood and Vocab Malone, like powerful, very, 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 very powerful Christians, to say the least. Yeah, very, very powerful Christians. So I'm gonna have him on. Um, I need to actually get back in contact with Garfield, because Garfield is looking to come on as well. And then I also need to reach out to a few scholars. So I need to get some Egyptologists on to the platform. I've got that planned out. And then I'm going to get some Christian scholars on the platform as well. Okay. Right. So it seems as though I'm only catering for the Christians and the Comedics. Hmm. Hmm. Do you know what? I'm actually going to try to reach out to SOAS University actually and go to the Islamic department and see what they're saying. And then I'll get some Muslim scholars on. No, Islamic scholars on. There's a big difference on Muslim scholars versus Islamic scholars. So I'll try to get everybody involved into the mix. Yeah. But yeah, family tree. If y'all ain't saying anything, I'm ready to go, because it's late over here. So before I go, just drop a little comment in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoyed the quick conversation on Speaker's Corner. And yeah, Speaker's Corner again. We're gonna have more people coming down to Speaker's Corner. It is Black History Month, so I'm trying to get all of the Titans down to come down and actually present information at Speaker's Corner, to have discussions related to Black issues at Speaker's Corner. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. So we're going to have, again, Talk of the Titans shows, like the Americans and everybody else, callers coming in. And then I need to do my comedic classes. Yeah, comedic classes as well. I'm supposed to drop a video on the Book of the Dead and the Judgment Scene. So hold tight for that one. That was supposed to drop like a couple of weeks ago. Just didn't have enough time to do it. So hopefully I will get a show like that in during this week. So, because my plan is Talk with the Titans show, where you get the interviews and presentations, comedic classes, where we now do some comedic stuff, whether it's the Book of the Dead or any other concepts like that. Speakers Corner discussions and debates, those three. And what's the fourth one? Can't remember. There is a fourth one though, but I'm trying to make sure I get all of those things out so you guys can actually have a good time back on Titans TV. But Family Tree, I'm signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys on another one. Peace. Young Cali, baby.